All right. So, dear viewers and audience, I welcome all of you to our today's sports talk presented by Powerplay Communications. Today, we have a very special guest with us. Today, we have someone who served as the chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce of Bangalore chapter from 2002 to 2003. He has experience of over 25 years working in the insurance industry, including experience in North America and in establishing operations in Asia. He was a director at Birla Sun Life Insurance Company Limited, independent director at Oberoi Realty Limited, and director of Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company Limited. And most importantly, he is someone behind many success stories of King Khan. He is considered as one of the most successful CEOs in the Indian entertainment industry, be it movie, be it cricket. He is the CEO of Red Chillies Entertainment and CEO and managing director of one of the most successful IPL franchises, Kolkata Knight Riders, which is valued more than 100 million US dollars. He is none other than Venky Mysore, a living legend. We welcome you, sir, in our today's show.
Thank you, Khaled. Thanks for having me, and I'm really looking forward to the interaction with you and all our many thousand fans in Bangladesh.
So thank you, sir, for managing some of your precious time for us. We are very glad and honored to have you us here today. So to start with, sir, how are you doing and coping up in this pandemic situation?
I mean, actually, I'm doing very well, thank you. Me and my family and the extended KKR family, the Red Chillies family, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, all of us are doing well, thank you. It's a very unusual situation that we all find ourselves in because anyone I speak with in any part of the world, the conversation goes the same way. Everyone is going through the same thing. And so, to that extent, it feels like we're all in this together, as people say. And so, it's been an interesting experience, but I'm quite enjoying it for different reasons, which we can talk about perhaps.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, sir. So you were working with Shah Rukh Khan for a considerable amount of time, for a long period of time. Can you please tell us about the journey with SRK, how it started, and how you have engaged with KKR and Red Chillies?
So I'll try and keep it short and sweet, maybe. Now it's almost 10 years since I've been working with SRK, and before that, as you did in my introduction, my career was in financial services. I was in the US for 13 years, and then I was in Indonesia, then I was in Hong Kong. Then I actually came to India to set up the business for MetLife. And so my career was going in that direction when just out of the blue, as you probably know, KKR has two owners. Shah Rukh is the majority, and we have Juhi Chawla and her husband Jay Mehta, who are both shareholders of KKR. And one conversation 10 years ago with Jay Mehta started this whole thing. So I tell people that it was as if lightning struck and dramatic change for me because, as a youngster growing up, like most other youngsters in India, in Bangladesh, cricket was my big passion. And I played cricket at a competitive level. I played up to Madras University, which was at that time, it was a big deal. And usually you had to play university to be in contention to play for the state. And so I was telling this story to Jay. And at that point, KKR had finished 3 years in IPL. And unfortunately, the first 3 years did not go too well for KKR. And they were all not very happy with that. And around that time, my conversation took place. And when he heard about my interest in cricket, my passion for cricket, and also my background in cricket, suddenly I don't know what went through his mind. So he and Shah Rukh basically, I did not know Shah Rukh at all at that time. So when I met him for the first time, he said, no, you have to come on board. You have to do this, and you have to take over. And I was like, wow, so this is like a completely different change to what I was doing, but it's been a fabulous journey over the last 10 years. So it's been very, very exciting.
Thank you, sir. So SRK is a big superstar and an international brand. So I'm sure there are always and sometimes pressures and expectations from the fans. So can you please tell us about any pressures that you faced and you managed? How did you manage this huge pressure and immense expectations?
It's very interesting. A lot of people ask me this question, and I also think about it. But as big a star as he is, and as big a personality as he is at a global level, not for one moment did he make me feel like I was with him working for a superstar and that type of a thing. It was quite remarkable because he has a way of making people very, very comfortable. And I was, from day one, somehow or the other. I'll tell you a small story. When he met with me for the first time, uh, Jay introduced me to him, and he, right off the bat, he asked me, Venky sir. And he says, Venky sir, it's so great to meet you. And it's such a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to come. I'm like, okay. So I'm meeting a superstar here. And he's thanking me for taking the time to come to meet him. And from that day till today, he continues to address me as Venky sir. So it just tells you a little bit about how humble he is, and how he makes everybody so comfortable that when I'm sitting down one on one with him, I don't take too much of his time. I know how busy he is, and so I don't try to impose much. But when I'm one on one having a conversation with him, I don't even sometimes realize that I'm sitting in front of a superstar and he's such a big personality and whatnot. Only when I go out with him, I suddenly realize, because there are like, you know, 50,000 people waiting for him there who all want to at least get a glimpse of him. And so it's been an amazing experience because he's he's not only very humble, but he also makes people very, very comfortable with him.
Oh, nice, nice. So let's talk a bit regarding cricket. So how is your experience working with cricketers from different countries, different cultures, and different languages in a team like KKR?
Oh, it's been an amazing experience. When I started off, my first season with KKR was 2011, and in 2011, that was the fourth season of IPL, and I came on board after the third season was finished. So one of the decisions that we took was to say that we're going to release all our players and go to the auction and build a new team. And the first pick in the auction for me was Gautam Gambhir, one of the top players, captain, batsman, etc. He had a long stint with us for 7 years and did a great job. Then the second pick actually turned out to be Yusuf Pathan. I remember this very distinctly. And then the third pick was probably the greatest all-rounder cricket has seen, which is Jacques Kallis, and so on and so forth. Then we picked Owen Morgan. Then we picked uh, Brett Lee, and various amazing talent and international players. But I must tell you, it's been one of my uh, good fortunes, and I tell people that it is always a perk. One of the perks of my job is that I'm constantly in the company of very high performing people, whether it's in the entertainment space or in the cricket space. So it's a great opportunity for me to learn by being with them and trying to understand what is it that makes these people great. What is it that we see a lot of excellent sports people, excellent people in the entertainment industries, but these people stand out somehow. And so it's a great learning experience for me. Always, I'm always trying to study and understand and what they're doing. But none of them, I tell you, no one has tried to make themselves so much bigger than what they are. And in KKR, we took a this was a conscious decision. When I went in, I said, we don't want to go after superstars. We want to always put the brand ahead of us. So it's always about Team KKR. In
Mhm.
fact, you would probably know this, and all of Bangladesh would know this, that one of our very important picks in the 2011 auction was Shakib. And Shakib for me is a superstar. And yet, he is a great example of somebody who is so down to earth and who is so humble, and yet quietly and consistently comes and keeps performing. So he was a very, very big part, an integral part. So this is kind of how we have built our team, that you always
Mhm.
put the team ahead of anybody. And even though they're all individually outstanding players who have played for their country with great distinction, but when they come together here, it's all about the team. So that's been my experience in KKR.
So as you already mentioned, and there's a huge fan following of KKR in Bangladesh. So how do you feel about that?
Oh, we feel very fortunate. We feel very, very fortunate because I know the kind of passion that people of Bangladesh have for cricket, and I'd come there once. I wish I'd come more times, but I'd come there once when it was an amazing experience to come there and watch one day of a game. There was a test match going on, and I watched it in Dhaka, and you could just see in the streets, you could just see in the hotel the passion for the game, and how people enjoyed it and how they come and celebrate. Of course, we watch it on television, and everyone dresses up very nicely, and they come there and they're screaming and they're very passionate, and the team has done an outstanding job of the kind of talent that is being coming out of Bangladesh. So it's been amazing. So we feel very fortunate. I think Night Riders and having Shakib on the team, it was an amazing combination for us to enjoy the support that we get from Bangladesh, and we hope that'll continue.
Sure, sir. As you mentioned Sakib a couple of times, our fans want to know any memory with Shakib that you want to share because he was there for 7 years.
Oh, Shakib was. There are many memories. I can tell you. He's just such an outstanding person to start with, and for some reason, I've given him a nickname, and I call him Shakibster. And whenever I write a message to him, I write, Shakibster, how are you doing? And you can see he's a very strong family man, and he developed a very close bond to KKR and to Night Riders. And of course, on the cricket field, he has done so many amazing things for us. But I can never forget the crucial role that he played when we won the first championship in 2012. And I'll tell you that story. We are playing. You know the story. I already told you how first 3 years was really bad for KKR, and then in 2011, my first year, we qualified for the playoffs, which was amazing, and Shakib played a big role in that. And unfortunately, in the playoff, in the first semi-final, we lost to Mumbai, and then but at least the belief system in the team had already gone up. So in 2012, we did really, really well, and Shakib had a great season, and we went to the final, and we are playing against Chennai Super Kings, and Chennai had already won it 2 years in a row. And if they had won in 2012, that would have been three in a row. And they batted first and they scored 190, so we had to chase 190. So we're chasing 191 to win, and at their home against two-time champions. So you can imagine nobody gave us that much of a chance. And but Manvinder Bislau came in and played an unbelievable, memorable knock. Jacques Callis played a really good knock, and we were cruising. But suddenly, then we started losing wickets, and this is what happens in T20. You lose wickets, and then Shakib was playing. Shakib and Manoj Tiwari were the two batsmen, and we needed 16 runs, if I'm not mistaken, out of 7 balls. So this was the 19th over was coming to an end, and we needed 16 runs. I'm sitting there praying, and I'm saying, Shakib was batting, and I said, Shakib, you got to hit this ball for a 4 or a 6, because last over, to chase anything more than say 12 was going to be difficult, I felt. So we needed 16 of 7. And what happened was, it was a full toss, and Shakib hit that to mid on, and it went up, and then the fielder took the catch, and then he started running and celebrating. But luckily for us, what happened was, I mean, Shakib knew it, but it was a no ball, and even though the ball had gone up in the air and the fielder took the catch, they ran two, and so they already got three because of the no ball plus two. And then the next ball, this was crucial. This is where I think Shakib actually won the championship for us. I mean, he played. I still remember he played a. I mean, this was Ben Hilfenhaus bowling to him, and he played a lap shot like that over fine leg for four. So instead of four or a six, we got 7 runs off that one
Seven.
ball. And the last
Right.
over, he did 9, and between Manoj and Shakib, they finished it, and Manoj hit two amazing boundaries. And for me, that was a most memorable moment, because sometimes you can lose a game in 1 run, 2 runs, as you know, these things can happen. But playing that type of it was not a lot of runs that Shakib scored, but I think those runs that he scored were absolutely crucial for our first championship.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, sir, let's talk something about changing the nature after this pandemic. So, do you think that after this pandemic, the entertainment industry will change, such as uh, especially cricket and crowd in the field? So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, see, what has actually happened now is that what we know is that there is an invisible enemy, which is the virus. And it's a very lethal virus. And, it can go from person to person. And so we are learning new terminologies like social distancing, and we're learning to wear the mask, we're learning to wash our hands with soap, and all of these types of things. We are learning all of these things. But until such time there is a cure for it, which is a vaccine, I think everyone is going to be rather worried about it. Yes, you can
Mm.
follow all these steps and maintain all the protocol, which is more from a prevention standpoint. But from a cure standpoint, the vaccine needs to come into play. And how long the vaccine will take is anybody's guess. There are different people who are uh, giving different timelines. But I think until such time the vaccine is easily available, and like nowadays, we during season here, during the flu season in Mumbai, we all, the whole family takes a flu shot. So there's a doctor or a nurse who comes and gives us a flu shot, and you're feeling okay. I can't get flu anymore. So that's what needs to happen for the coronavirus and the COVID-19 situation, where the vaccine needs to be available. So until that is available, people will be worried, and people's habits will change. So the other day I was talking to somebody, and I was
Mm.
thinking, when is the next time we are going to have 70,000 people in Eden Gardens? And that image for me is what typifies Calcutta, and what typifies KKR, and the kind of support that we get when the stadium is full for all our home games. The stadium is absolutely packed, and when they make the noise and when they roar, Andre Russell tells me that he gets goosebumps when he goes out there to bat, because the crowd is chanting his name and everything else. So I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. So therefore, we all have to adapt. And adapting means that it will not be safe for so many people to come to the stadium. In fact, I think in the next several months, I don't think they're even going to allow any crowds in the stadium. So if IPL happens, which we're hopeful it will, fingers crossed, later on this year, if it happens, it'll be without crowds. And so that'll be a new experience. But I think there are some very creative ways, some innovative ways in which we can address this issue. I think a lot will have to do with using technology and ways in which you can kind of simulate a crowd situation, crowd noise situation, and still make sure, because there'll be all the people will be watching on television or on their mobile phones, but you will not have people
Right.
physically, they'll not be allowed to come to stadiums. So then how do you create the atmosphere within the stadium? This is where I think technology will play a big role. And I think we might create a new model for it, for cricket.
Mhm.
And in many places, I'm confident that they'll start adapting it.
And sir, you're also heading a leading production house, Red Chilies Entertainment. So, do you think what will happen to movies?
Uh, it's interesting because, to be honest, the theaters are closed right now, first and foremost, right? But what we knew even before this corona thing happened, what we knew is that people's habits were changing. People were beginning to consume content on streaming platforms like Netflix, like Amazon, like Hotstar, all of these types of streaming platforms. People were consuming content that way. Of course, people were already consuming content on television. And in India, for a large country like India, you'll be surprised, only about 4% of the population of India actually go to a theater and watch a movie. But that 4% is a very large number, because our population, is 1.3 billion. So 4% of that is a very large number. Still, it was not so significant that that was happening. Then what was happening was that technology was changing people's habits. Wi-Fi is easily available, data is easily available, and smartphones are becoming more and more affordable. So therefore, people are watching more on smartphones. I used to see, when I was going in my car and stopping near a traffic signal, you just look to the side. There is a auto rickshaw type of a driver who is sitting down. When the signal is red, he's watching something on his phone, and then when it comes green, he puts the
Right.
phone down, keeps going. So you can see people's habits are changing. So we knew this change was coming, but what the pandemic has done, it has accelerated this change. So suddenly theaters are shut, because now when they open also, maybe they can maintain 30% capacity, not more than that, similar to what we are talking about in stadiums. So if that is the case, then it's not going to be so economically viable. But in the meanwhile, what is happening is streaming platforms are growing very, very fast. If you saw, Netflix has increased their membership by almost 17 million. They had about 150 million subscribers. In 2 months, 2.5 months, they went to 167 million. So people are adapting to this change also. So content will be consumed. The good news is that content is in great demand, and live content is in extremely great demand, like cricket or any other sport. But how people consume content will change. you know
Right.
People who
Right.
are used to going to theaters, for until the vaccine comes, they're going to be very careful. And on the other hand, people are going to start enjoying content consumption on streaming platforms, on mobile phones, on television. And so technology is there again, is going to play a big role. So it's a good time to invest in technology.
Right. Thank you, sir. So, as we talked about movies, and you are the CEO of Red Chillies Entertainment, can you please can you please tell us something that any upcoming projects that you were working on at this moment?
See, there are a lot of things we're working on. See, earlier, what used to happen with Red Chillies is that primarily we used to do only a Shah Rukh Khan film, right? So if it was Paheli, or if it was Ravan, or if it was Om Shanti Om, or whatever, it would say Red Chillies presents, and there was one film, one big Shah Rukh Khan film. But since the time I got involved with it, what I realized was that you don't need a big production house only to produce one film. So, but that was also, so I was having a conversation with SRK, and I was basically saying, what is your vision for this? And he said, what are your ideas? Please tell me. I said, I think we have to produce a lot of content without you. Only then, as a production house, we can justify. And he said, that's exactly what I want for Red Chillies. So what we have started doing is we have actually three important divisions. One is a SRK division. I call it SRK division because we make SRK films. Right? And we also have what I call as a OTT division, which is content for streaming platforms. We've already done one project for Netflix, and our next project is being shown. The first project is called Bard of Blood, and it was a 7-part series, which was a Red Chillies production only on Netflix. Second one, just recently on 24th, it was launched on Netflix. It's called Betal, which is a horror a thriller, and it has been extremely well received. So that is already there. The third one, we've already delivered it to Netflix. It's called Class of '83, and that will be shown in I think by end of June, early July. And so this is a division that is continuing to do projects for. So far, it's Netflix, but others are now coming to us and basically saying, we'd like to do work with you as well. So we are looking at situations where we might do something with maybe with Amazon, with Hotstar, whoever. And the idea is at least 3, 4, 5 series per year we'll do through the OTT division. Then the third division that we have is what I call as a non-SRK movies. So we make movies without Shah Rukh in it. For example, one of our successful movies was Badla with Mr. Bachchan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. It was a small budget movie, but it did exceedingly well. And so that's something that we are doing. So all the three put together on the OTT will do 3 to 4 per year. On the non-SRK films, we'll do at least maybe 3 films, and with SRK, we'll do at least 1, maybe 2 if we are lucky, because his films are big films and it takes a long time. So this is what we've been doing. Also, we have a very large visual effects division. So VFX, we have almost 450 people who work in the VFX division. And so whenever you see a war movie or you see a superhero movie or you see cars tumbling or bombs exploding, all that is VFX. So our guys, we have a very talented group of people there who do a lot of work for VFX, both for Bollywood as well as Hollywood films. So that's Red Chili's overall.
All right. So, sir, fans are curious about superstars' lives. In this case, they want to know about Venky Mysore's family. Can you please share some information as you feel comfortable with the fans?
Well, this is the first time I've been clubbed in a superstar category. A very, I'm a, I come from very modest background, and I'm a humble man who like to stay behind the scenes. But thank you for that question. I mean, my family is my wife, and we have 3 children, and my older daughter has just finished her MBA from London Business School, and she's now in Washington D.C. Our son, he finished his college from Bryant University in the US, and he's a basketball player, and he came back here and he is working for Reliance, and he is running the junior NBA program for India. So NBA is the National Basketball Association, and they have a program called Junior NBA, which is a grassroots program. And our youngest daughter, she finished her master's at London School of Economics, and she's also working in Washington D.C. So that's the family. So all the children, if they are, because they're doing well because they've all taken after their mother, So not, so
Right, right.
we're very blessed to have we're a close family, closely knit family, and luckily they're all doing well. So we're very thankful for that.
Thank you, sir. So fans are already commenting and texting to us. So we want to read some of the comments and texts that they shared with us.
Please.
So let's have a quick look. All right. So Rafsan said, "We love KKR and we love you, Venki sir. Thanks for being with us." There is a comment from Asma. She
My
said,
pleasure. Thank you so much for that, Rafsan. It's really nice of you to express that sentiment. We appreciate your support.
so Asma mentioned, "Really great to hear from the man behind KKR. All the best wishes for KKR."
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oyoni, she mentioned, "Great to hear from you, sir. We also want to hear from the king, the great, the fantastic Khanuka Khan, Shah Rukh Khan."
Thank you for that, Ioni. I'll have to, even though technology has come a long way, it'll be much more challenging to get the big man himself. But hopefully, sometime soon we'll do that.
So I'm going to read it fast. Ridoy said, "Shah Rukh Khan, you are the love of our heart. We want you in sports talk." Shamim said, "We love cricket, we love KKR, and we love you."
Thank you.
Minhat said, "Thanks to Powerplay for bringing us Venki sir. 3 cheers for Polash Bhai." Polash is the CEO of Powerplay
Yes.
Communication.
Yes.
So we'll have him very
Wonderful.
soon.
Thank you.
Nahid
Thank you.
mentioned our best wishes for KKR. Korbo, Lorbo, Jitbo Re.
G4.
Yes.
Totally.
And
Well said.
Mehdi. Mehdi put it with a tune, I would say. He mentioned, okay, let me try. Venky sir, तुम पास आए यूं मुस्कुराए तुम न जाने क्यों सपने दिखाए शाहरुख खान को मिलने को कुछ कुछ होता है.
Ah,
Mehdi, thank you, Mehdi.
well done. Well done yourself, Khalid. You did quite well. We have to
Oh,
audition you
thank
for
you.
some singing now.
So I'm going to take last two comments. So one from Tanvir, our heartiest love for you and your family, love from Bangladesh.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to take last comment because we have a time constraint. The last comment is from Riyadh. He said, हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहता है. हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहता है. और केकेआर को लीड करने वाले को वेंकी सर कहता है.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So thanks to Venki sir, thanks to our dear viewers and audiences for supporting us. We are overwhelmed with your love. Thank you so much. So I'm getting back to Venki sir again. Sir, any messages for the millions of fans of KKR in Bangladesh?
Well, first of all, I have to say thank you so much for the love and affection that you show. Without fans and without the kind of love and affection that all of you show, KKR could not have been KKR as we know it today. And we would love to continue to have this love affair and this association. We were absolutely thrilled when Shakib was part of our setup for 7 years, and we were very disappointed when we couldn't get him back, and he temporarily has ended up in in another franchise. But I must also add that, as you probably all know, we have taken our Knight Rider brand global. So we own the Trinbago Knight Rider franchise in CPL, and we were very fortunate that 1 year we had Miraz as part of TKR, and he's another outstanding talent and terrific individual, a great guy, and I built a really good equation with him. So I don't know how Bangladesh does it, but you keep producing great talent, young talent, and they keep coming through and are performing at the highest level and competing very strongly at the highest level. So I'm always very amazed at the kind of team and the type of talent that comes through, and obviously all of that happens because of fans like you who are so passionate about cricket, and we're very fortunate to have you follow us and support us. So please keep doing that, and we'll keep making you proud.
Thank you, sir. Bangladesh is a hugely cricket-loving nation. So, do you have any advice for Bangladeshi cricketers or young cricketers?
See, I mean, obviously I'm not the greatest person to give any advice to cricketers, because they're all outstandingly talented, and that's why they go out there. But what I've learned being around cricketers, and as many people might know, one of the initiatives that we started almost 3 years ago was to start a KKR Academy, and we have invested in the KKR Academy. And what we do is we have Abhishek Nair, who is a veteran cricketer who played for India, who played 100 first-class games for Mumbai, and Omkar Salvi, who's our bowling coach. Then we have a physio in Kamlesh Jain. We have a strength and conditioning coach. So all of these guys, what they do is they're constantly working with players. And what I've realized is, first of all, the objective of the academy is to help our cricketers improve their strength, skills, and fitness. So I've realized that cricket used to be only a skills game, earlier. So fitness was not such a big thing, but now I've realized, working with young cricketers. I mean, if you see, for example, one of the great examples of fit cricketers is Virat Kohli. He has taken his fitness to another level, which allows him to perform, in his own words, allows him to perform at a different level. So my learning being around cricketers is that paying attention to fitness and their nutrition and their overall competitiveness comes from that. They have the skill that and the talent. That's why they're playing at that level. So if they look at it from a holistic standpoint, there's no limit to where they can go, and if we can help and assist in any particular way, we'd be more than happy to do that. I mean, Bangladesh is literally in our backyard, and when I came to Dhaka and I got on a flight in Calcutta, I think it was in the air for only 15 or 20 minutes, and then it landed. So we are very so close that anybody who wants to come and be part of our academy and come and train with us here, we'd welcome them with open arms, and it'll be terrific to have the opportunity of hosting some of the players.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That will be great inspiration for many young cricketers in Bangladesh. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, dear viewers, at this moment, we'd like to invite CEO, Powerplay Communications, and sports agent of many Bangladeshi national cricketers and the main man behind today's show, MD Polas Shakal. So, I would request Ms. Polas Shakal to be here with us.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you? Good to see you.
Fine. And you, sir? And it's really good privilege for us to have you with our program. And thanks a lot for your valuable time, sir.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's good being here. Great to be here.
I'm a little bit excited, sir, to have you with us.
No, thank you for thinking about it. And I think this is one of the advantages of the pandemic is that we're all at home and we're using technology to talk to each other. And so I was happy to be able to make this work.
Okay. Already many players joined our show, and we already done a 7 episode. It is continuing 8 episodes. So, sir, I would like to share one wonderful memories with you, with my viewers regarding KKR.
Sure.
Okay. It was Khaled sir. Can I say, Khaled sir? Are you hearing? Okay, sir. It was like 2017. You invited me to watch IPL match. It was Kolkata Knight Riders versus Mumbai Indians in Eden Garden. So whenever I arrived at Kolkata, I received 2 team jerseys and cap and tickets.
Yes.
So I got surprised when I entered the stadium. I saw my seat was in the same gallery with Bollywood king Shah Rukh Khan along with his family as well as some other actors. And he was like 2 feet away from me, and I enjoyed a lot. But very next day, you called me, Polash. You can meet me at Hotel ITC, and I went to Hotel ITC to meet you where KKR all team players staying. So I talked to you, and you requested to have lunch with KKR team. I got surprised. Luckily, that day was the 10th year celebration day of KKR. So I have had my lunch with KKR family. And whenever I saw Shah Rukh Khan came to the stage around 3:30 p.m., I couldn't believe my eyes. And I sent a text, sir, I'd like to meet Shah Rukh Khan and I'd like to talk to him. Then you replied, okay, Polash, after program, then I'll manage to meet you with him. So, but I was unlucky, like my plane schedule was like 6:30, around 6:30. So I was supposed to go there 2 or 3 hours early, 3 hours earlier. So after 30 minutes, and I texted you, sir, I had to leave because my schedule was 6:30. And you was in live session with Shah Rukh Khan and Stretch Sports. This program was telecasted by Stretch Sports channel. But I'm totally surprised when I saw you replied in from the live session. Polash, please wait a bit. I will arrange you for you. But my plane schedule time already very close. Then I had to leave. As soon as I entered the taxi cab, then I received a text, Polash, where are you now? Believe me, I can understand. I agreed. Oh no, I just missed the opportunity. Then you texted me, okay, no worries. Next time you will meet him. So it's really great experience for me, and I'm really grateful for your magnificent hospitality, your cordial and gracious behavior that I will never forget in my life. Thank you so much for your kind hospitality, sir.
My pleasure. I remember that very distinctly, and I know you were ready to miss your flight and come back. I said, don't miss your flight. You go back. We'll get you back next season. So hopefully soon we'll have you over and introduce you to the king himself.
Inshallah. Okay, very nice. Okay, sir,
Thank
please.
you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Polash, for sharing some exciting moments with us. That was really inspiring and exciting. So I'll request Polash to please stay with us for the rest of the show. So, dear Venki sir, clock is ticking. We're almost
Yeah,
at the end of the show. We want to finish with a rapid fire round. You are
okay.
calling it power play free hit.
Yeah,
So it cannot take time. You have to answer as quick as possible, whatever comes in your head first.
okay.
So, sir, can we start?
Go for it. I'll be ready.
Okay, okay. Your favorite perfume,
Versace,
your favorite brand for cars,
Lexus,
your favorite food,
Bengali sweets.
according to you, the best movie of Shah Rukh Khan so far.
um, I quite liked Rabne Banadi Jodi. I thought he was really funny
Okay,
in that, and the two roles he played. It was quite an amazing movie. That's my favorite.
all right. So, according to you, who is the best youngster of Bangladesh national cricket team?
Well, everyone is young there, So I I quite like Miraz because I think he's just an outstanding cricketer, uh, very talented. I mean, he can bowl in the power play, and he can come in and bowl long spells in Test matches as well, and he can bat really well. Very useful batsman down the order, and a very nice kid, very nice fellow. So I really like him a lot, and I know there are a lot of youngsters who are coming through. It is quite impressive, but maybe because I've known Miraz, quite closely. I think he's just an outstanding talent.
All right. So, if you had to take a cricketer in one of your movies, who will you pick among Saqib Al Hasan, Mashrafi Murtaza, and Tamim Iqbal? Which
There's
one?
no contest. Shakib is the superstar. So Shakib has to be in the movie, and he's got a sense of timing. I was giving you the story of how he helped us win the championship. So Shakib, although the other two are very close contenders. Mashrafe played for KKR one season, and we've always at the back of our minds always had Tamim is an outstanding player. It's just that sometimes limitation of four players and all those types of things and the team combinations. But all three outstanding choices. But I'm a little biased towards Shakib.
So, the thing you miss most in your busy life?
The thing I miss most in my busy life, the time to think, actually, which is one of the pluses that I'm finding now during the pandemic, that I'm having a lot of time to think. Otherwise, there's so much going on that we are always on the run, and we have to finish this and finish that. So the time to think is what I normally miss, but now I'm having that.
All right. So, after Corona days are over, the first thing you want to do?
Come to Bangladesh, and meet
Wow,
all.
that is great. That is great to hear, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Love to do that. Love to do that.
Your favorite holiday destinations? Favorite holiday destination?
There are a few, but I certainly think Maldives was a very good destination because every resort is in a small little island there, so very private and very quiet and very nice. So we as a family we enjoyed Maldives a lot.
All right, Maldives is the winner. So, best memory of your childhood?
Best memory of my childhood, I must say, growing up, as a kid who was very passionate about cricket. I was a big G.R. Vishwanath fan, who was one of the great players of the 70s and early 80s. And we there was a India versus West Indies cricket match that was taking place in Chennai against the most formidable bowling attack. Andy Roberts, and it was an amazing attack, and against that he scored 97 not out single handedly. Otherwise, everyone else, nobody else got double figures also. So that was a very fond memory for me of just watching him. And I met him eventually, And I told him about that, and he was totally surprised. He said, "You remember all those things?" I said, "Of course I remember it." So it's a great memory for me.
Okay. So for last few questions, you have to pick one.
Okay.
Mutia Muralidharan or Shenward?
Muttaya Muralidharan. He's also become a very close friend. I call him a magician. Murli, for sure.
मैं हूं ना or Om Shanti Om?
Om Shanti Om.
Shanti Om. Deepika Padukone or Anushka Sharma?
Oh my God, both of them are outstanding. I have to go with Deepika. I know her a little more, and she's also from the same town as me. I'm from Karnataka. She's from Karnataka, so I get to speak with her a little bit in Kannada. So I have to go with Deepika.
All right. Winter or summer?
Summer any day, because otherwise, winter we can't play cricket. So
Tea
summer.
or coffee?
Coffee. Being a South Indian, coffee for sure.
Coffee.
Filter coffee, that too.
Filter coffee. Here comes a tough one. Test match or movie?
Ah, have to say test matches. I am
Test
too
match.
biased to
All right.
cricket. So I'm a purist, and I grew up watching test matches and loving it. It's a huge challenge now that getting people to come and invest that amount of time, but we have to find ways of getting crowds back for test matches.
All right. So that was it. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We thoroughly enjoyed your presence. We'd love to see you more on stage and more on TV as well. We wish you success and good health. Our fans have a last request and dream as well. Maybe some point in time in the future, we might get SRK and you together in our Powerplay platform.
Why not? Thank you, Khalid. Thank you very much. Real pleasure interacting with you as well. And your own accomplishments are quite amazing. So very well done for that. Palash, thank you for having me and reaching out, and good luck to Powerplay and best wishes. Keep growing from strength to strength. And last but not least, everyone who signed on to the show and who invested the time to come in and listen to this interaction. Thank you for that. And to all the people in Bangladesh, you're a lovely country, and particularly the cricket fans there and the fans of KKR. Thank you once again, and we hope to be in touch. And who knows, maybe one of these days we'll do a show with King Khan as well. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you so much. You were very kind. I would request Mr. Polash, any last words for Venky sir and for our viewers?
Thanks from my heart, from Powerplay Communication from Bangladesh for your valuable time. Just one more thing. I saw live Shah Rukh Khan called him sir. So Shah Rukh Khan respected him, Venki sir. And whenever I texted Venki sir, instantly sir replied me. So I believe this communication will have, this relationship we will have with Venki sir, and our huge uh, viewers texted and commented us for getting Shah Rukh Khan. So one inshallah we will get Shah Rukh Khan along with Venki sir. Thanks a lot for your valuable time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. See you all. Thanks for
Thank you,
having me.
sir.
Be well.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Sir, please leave, please. Sir,
Bye.
please leave,
Bye.
sir. Sir, please
Bye-bye, sir.
leave.
Bye-bye. Please take care.
Okay.
So thank you all for being with us today and supporting Powerplay Sports Talk. Hope to see you all very soon with another superstar in our platform. Stay tuned. Stay safe. Bye for now. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.